In this topic, we're going to be talking about how to solve for a variable. There's going to be distribution and there's a variable on both sides. So the first step that you want to do, so we'll write this down, number one, is distribute. So that's where you have parentheses and you need to times the number on the outside by both terms on the inside of the equation. So we're going to go ahead and rewrite this and we'll distribute as we rewrite it. So we have 4 times u is 4u minus 4 times 7 is 28. Now we're at the point where we need to get all the u's on one side, or all the variables, and all the numbers on the other. So it doesn't matter which side you put them on which. Okay, wait, so the second step we should write down is we're going to be adding and subtracting terms. Now we do that to get variables on one side and the constants on the other. Okay, and we'll do a couple of these for you. So I'm going to, because the 2 is smaller than the 4, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2u from both sides. So this is where we're adding or subtracting. This is that part of the step. We're going to actually subtract the entire term from each side. So we're left with a negative 38 equals 4u minus 2u is 2u minus 28. Now because this is a minus 28, we're going to add 28 to both sides so that we have a negative 10 equals 2 times u. And then we're at the point where we are probably more comfortable where we're going to divide. So we're going to multiply or divide to solve for the variable. And that will be the last step. So we're going to divide by 2, both sides. So we're left with negative 5 equals u. So the answer to this one would be negative 5. And we can always plug it in to check. So maybe you're not quite sure if if you're not sure you got the right answer, you can always plug in negative 5. So we get 2 times negative 5 minus 38. And we want to know, does that equal 4 times negative 5 minus 7? So I just took the original equation and plugged in negative 5 for you. So negative 10 minus 38 is negative 48. Is 4 times negative 5 minus 7 is negative 12. 4 times negative 12 is negative 48, so it works. So negative 5 is the correct answer. So I would like to try another example. So let me erase what I did. I'm going to keep the steps up there so we can follow them. There we go. I need a bigger eraser. That's okay. This works. And let's change the color just for kicks and giggles. We'll do blue. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and distribute. So that's step 1. So I'm going to do the 2 times w, get 2w minus 2 times 3 is 6. And our step 2 says we're going to add and subtract terms to get variables on one side and constants on the other. So 2 is greater than negative 9, so I'm going to do plus 9w. Now I want to do a plus because that 9 is negative and I have to do the opposite. So I have plus 9w. So 2w plus 9w is 11w, and I still have the negative 6 equals 49. That's a plus 49, so it's positive 49. Now I'm still adding and subtracting because I have variables on one side, but I also have this minus 6, and I have to get rid of that, so I want a plus 6 right there. So we're left with 11w equals 49 plus 6, which is 55. Then step 3, we're going to divide by 11, and W equals 5. So that's the answer to that one. Okay, we'll try another one here. I'm not going to take the time to erase everything. We'll just put it on the same whiteboard thing here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and distribute. -7 times W, and -7 times a +5 is -35. And we have -5W minus 23. Okay, we did the distribute. Now we're going to do the second step, which is add or subtract terms. -5 is bigger than -7. This is just how I do it. If you wanted to, you could add 5W to both sides and you'd have a negative number in front of the W, and that's fine. I like to find the bigger one. -5 is bigger than -7, so I'm going to add 7W. Now I have to add so that these two will go to 0. And I'm left with -35 equals 2W minus 23. So -5W plus 7W is that 2W. And I still need to get rid of this minus 23, so I'm going to add that to both sides. And I'm left with a -12 equals 2W. And then I do the last step, which is divide by 2, and W equals -6. Okay, that's how you do that topic. I hope it helps you out. And that's the end of the lesson.